Yeah, got my good Lasker here. Look, at the outset, can I welcome you, Minister Callery, to the House? It's a particular pleasure to do that, having served with you on the Council of Europe in the past. And as was done earlier, I salute the way how avant-garde you are and how much you're embracing this whole area and leading out on it and making sure that we're at the front in the area of regulation, in the area of its use, and both in the positive and in the controlling sense. And indeed, I do welcome our joining the global partnership, and I do welcome the investment in the National Cybersecurity Centre. So I salute you for all of that, Minister, and it's a great pleasure to hear you, and I look forward to your own responses, Minister, which will be very interesting. I'm very happy at the outset as well to welcome the Fianna Fáil motion, to endorse it, and to congratulate you on conceiving a motion that's certainly very much of the moment and of the future, and we support the motion. I suppose just the first thing that merits saying about AI is that it's an exciting new vista. I mean, let's look at it from a positive point of view. It's generally understood that it will have phenomenally good effects in the area of health, that it will lots of very intricate surgeries will be able to be done with extraordinary precision and maybe a lot of rapidity, and it will greatly enhance our health service. That's understood, that's a given, and that's a widely accepted. It has wide implications in the area of agriculture and in the area of education, but right across. So there's a really positive side to AI. There's a positive side to its development, and it's effectively for good. But obviously, because of the sheer power, because of its newness, and because of the risk of it being controlled by unethical actors or by people of malevolent intent, it is important that it is regulated. It is important that there is control. And in that sense, I too welcome the EU AI Act, and I hope that evolves in a very satisfactory way, and that's good. I also agree with Senator O'Loughlin in that the Council of Europe is out there too in suggesting controls and regulation. But the regulation and control are important. I think it has to be controlled by parliaments, it has to be controlled by the EU. There has to be bodies like the Council of Europe have to set standards and set criteria and make demands of member states in that area. So regulation and control will be important. Now, I know that Senator Crockwell did caution against an overemphasis on the threat to democracy, but I don't know that I fully agree with him about that. I think it is important to put an emphasis there. I think it is important that we would be conscious of the risk of what misinformation could do and disinformation could do, and indeed what could be done through deep fake. So I think there is a risk there. We've seen the manipulation before the full unveiling, if you like, of AI, before the full development of AI, before full access to AI. We saw the way in which there was a manipulation of the UK electorate in relation to Brexit, and how it was possible there to thwart the result and to use technology and use algorithms, etc., to affect the outcome in a negative way. And there are dictatorships on the globe who have an anti-Western and anti-democratic agenda, and who would want to damage the EU, damage the Western sphere of influence. And for that reason, it's particularly serious. And I think Brexit was a very clear example of that. So I suppose what's at the heart of the motion, and I know from private conversations with Senator Byrne when we discussed the setting up of a subcommittee during my time as Lasker Hirlich here, when we were discussing, which he knows I was very favourably disposed towards, the setting up of a subcommittee dealing with this. What's at the heart of that effort to set up that subcommittee, of this particular motion today, of our support for the motion today, is a desire that there be governmental regulation, that there be governmental control, that there be supranational control through the EU, through international bodies, and that there be control at domestic government level, and that we monitor the threats there, and that we ensure ethical practice, and that business doesn't write its own agenda here, big technology business. And again, of course, as Senator Crockwell constantly warns, that we are more than vigilant in the area of cyber attacks, and that has potential to happen. And we did have it in the health service already, and we can have it across social protection. It could hit banking, it could hit a whole myriad of areas. So, and it can be done by one criminal gang, or it can be done by a country with criminal intent or malevolent intent towards the country. So on that basis, I'll just conclude. I think that's our strong desire, Minister, is to hear your thoughts and where you see us achieving control, basically. And therein lies the public fear. We're all excited about the good things and want the good things to happen, but we're concerned about where it could go wrong. And that's what we look forward to in your response.
Thank you very much.